Hi and hello, my name is Saber. I'm from the Blender Discord community server and the guys are begging me to making videos, so here we go. The first thing what we talk about is like standard editing, modeling editing tips. Okay, so what is the standard stuff that we can do, how it works, and how we can use it. So, sorry. Let me enable let me set this up because I was like recently starting. Let me change the madcap material to something not so fancy. Okay, let's go with this one. Okay, so standard modeling. What does it mean? So when you have a cube, it has 6 faces or 8 faces. 1, 2, 3, no, 6 faces. Then we have like 8 vertices and we have dozens of edges. Everything can be edited when we go to edit mode. So how we can do this? The first thing will be tab, pressing the tab button. Then you come into edit mode, or you can choose up here edit mode. I will not do it with tab because I have a different interface. So when I'm pressing tab, I get something like this, and that will confuse you. Okay, so now I'm in face mode. You see this up here. You have vertices, edges, and faces. And so everything has his purpose, not purchase. We have vertices. Basically, one vertice is a point in 3-dimensional space. If we connect one vertice with another one, we get an edge because we get a line between this. If we connect another one with this, we get another line between this, and we get the simplest face that we can get, and that will be a simple plane. Let me show you what I mean. There we go. So this is the simplest plane in face in 3D space. Why? Because a face needs three vertices. It's like confusing, but it is like it is. And this is also this thing what your graphic card is using. Why? It is simply to calculate in 3D space. That means when I'm moving points around the 3D space and I'm looking at it from the side, every time it's flat. That means I can basically do anything with this by moving it around, and I have always a flat face. This is really important for calculation. And it's really fast. Okay, so your graphic cards are lost this. Also, Blender has this. Some of the guys saying, "Oh no, Blender is quad based." No, it's not. It's triangle based, but it's hidden in the interface. So we see this if you're looking from the side here. So we see we have 2 triangles left and right. Now the problem starts when it comes to triangulation methods. Because let's say we have a face and we move a vertex up and down and we have more than 4 edges. So for example, we have a circle. You don't have to follow me, by the way. It's like only for showing. And you move one vertex up. So here we have a big n-gon face, and you see that we get a really weird behavior of the shape itself. It really mess up with the topology here. Okay, and that's the thing. We don't want to mess around with this. This is a key thing when it comes to 3D modeling. If you're working with quads, try to keep the quads flat. Most of the beginners do this wrong. Most of the beginners basically deform in quad, but we come to this later. So now let's talk about to edit this. So we can press the tab key to go into edit mode. And then what we can do is we can, for example, go to face selection, select this face, and now we have the fancy options here on the side. There are 4 main parts down here. 5 when we like count knife tool with it. But this 4 one, you can basically model everything you want with this one. Okay? It's like really funny, but extrude inset, bevel, and edge loops, it's all you need when it comes to modeling. You can basically nearly create every shape that's existed. So how is this working? So when we have selected in, in face, we can go to extrude and then we get a little plus sign and we can extrude this up. So now what we did, we added to the mesh itself 4 faces, okay? So we have here a little line in the middle. I will go to edge mode and show you. This little line means I was going to edge selection and then alt click on the loop and then we select the whole loop. That means this little line says there is a split in the face, in the main surface, and there are 2 faces now. One left, or one top, and one bottom. Okay, so when I'm going to face mode again, and I grab this again, I can extrude this one, and now we see what the edge split does, because now we have this edge split here, and we was extruding the face, so we're creating new topology around here. Now, this is extrusion. There are different methods of extrusion, more in-depth version of extrusion, and yeah, it can be going really advanced. I will come to this in the process. Now to the next one. Let's go to inset. What can inset do? So if we select the face, we swap to inset, we get like a little yellow point here, and we move it to the face itself. So we see that it's the face gets inset and we create another additional 4 faces on the outside. So when we swap back, we can extrude this again, and here we see that we get an inset. That means our cube gets smaller. Now the bevel tool. The bevel tool, it's like made for beveling edges. So when I'm dragging this, instead of moving the face out, I'm moving the edges down. That creates a beveled edge. So I basically chamfer the edges, and I can say how many segments I want. So when I'm playing around with the segments, by the way, if this is like not on the top, you see this here down in the corner, you can click on bevel and then you get your bevel segments. You can play around with this. There is a lot of settings here, but keep in mind, when you change something like this, you have to change it back. Most of the time, you can hover over this and pressing backspace to bring it back to the normal points, but sometimes it did not work. So keep in mind, when you're playing around with this, be aware what you change. Okay, so that's basically the first 3 tools, and now we're coming to the loop cut. Loop cut is also really easy. You see, when I'm going around the mesh, it shows me a yellow line. And this yellow line basically indicates where I can place a loop cut and divide my topology again. Now I have a proper dense topology here, and I can basically model further if I want to. So this is basically the settings and the standard settings. What I will do now, I hope it works now. Yeah, it did. I will open here, down here. So if you right click on this line, you can make a horizontal split and move it up. And then here will make a text editor. So what I type in here now are the shortcuts. I know it's comfortable to use the menu on the side, but it makes you slow, and it keeps some information away that you don't have when you use the tools. I will come to this in a minute. So let's type down what we have here. So we have extrude. Extrude means the shortcut for this is E. We have inset. The shortcut for this is I. Let me move this out that we see it a bit better. Then we have bevel. Here is the shortcut a bit problematic. It's not B like we think. It's CTRL plus B. I have to like disable my little tool here. My little, you see where it is? There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, Ctrl plus B. And then the loop is loop cut. It's Ctrl plus R. Okay, so to show you what I mean is, when I'm selecting a face, and I was switching to face mode, by the way, I'm pressing E, I can extrude faces like I want to. Okay, so and it pulls up from my cursor. So when my cursor is like here, I can also pull this up, but I have not enough space, so the mouse comes in on the other side of my screen again, so that I have enough room. Okay, so keep in mind that you are close to the face if you want to extrude something. It's completely the opposite way if you inset something. That's like really funny, because if you are too close to the face, you press I for inset, you see you get a little line here, little dotted line. So if you are too close, you have no space to control it really good. So the trick is to inset it from a bit of a distance so that you get more control. By the way, the shift key helps you to control the movement speed. Okay. Then there is another thing when it comes to extrusion. I have to explain this directly at the start because that creates a lot of mistakes. Most of you are used to pressing escape to cancel an operation. Okay, so for example, if we extrude something and we press escape, we think it's not done. The problem is on Blender, it's not like this. Okay, I will show you. And if you press E for extrude and press escape, it's done down there again, but the extrusion is still happening, you see? It was like nothing doing, like moving this up, okay? So what you have to keep in mind is there are two ways to provide this. You can, if you don't want to do it, press Ctrl Z and then you undo this again. So let me write this down. So undo is Ctrl plus Z. Okay, so this is the first way to doing it. Another way is cleaning up topology. That means if we have something like this, so if we extrude this and cancel this, we have like a little glimpse of what's going on here, but you have to really train your eye for this. It's easier to see if you're using the standard matcaps. Let me switch this to Studio Matcap. You see that it's like a bit more darker, especially if you have black wireframe on, like you have at the normal time. It's a bit darker, and that indicates there is a double face. But how we can fix this? The fixing operation is really easy. We can go to vertex mode, press A to select everything, press M for merge, and then by distance. And you see down here, I removed 4 vertices. So let me write this down. A means select or deselect, depends on what you have selected. Deselect I hope it's correct. I'm not like a native English speaker. Okay, so I think you already know this. That means we can select and deselect things. And then M is our merge menu. And there we go by distance. Okay, so then we basically merge everything together that we need. Okay, so now we know already a lot of stuff. And I will make a break here. And the next part will be the practicing part, and we create a little share like in Minecraft. and we will do it with the tools. It's really easy. I will make some additions to this in the process that can help you, and I hope we see us the next time. Thank you for watching. I'm out.